everyone, welcome to today's class. We are going to discuss causes of Burmese invasions, topic conflict between Badan Chandra and Purnananda, then Burmese interference. Next, we will start Burmese invasion of 1817 and 1819. These are the topics today we will discuss. So, in the last class, we have studied about the Dandua draw. Okay, that in that Badan Chandra is suspected to have been involved. Okay, when Kalya Bhumura became the new Borfukan, he became angry. Okay, he made the new Borfukan. Badan Chandra became angry, and it was also suspected that with Satram, Badan Chandra Borfukan planned to assassinate Punananda. Okay, so this kind of happenings, this kind of relations grew between the both, okay, due to which we can see more conflicts. Okay, so a marriage took place between the son of Purnananda Orishanath and Pijo Gabharu, daughter of Badan Chandra. So through this marriage their relationship improved. Okay, and when Kalya Bhumura, the new Borfukan who was appointed, when he died, Badan Chandra was again appointed as the Borfukan at Guwahati. Then after that, what happened, he became more oppressive. Okay, he became more oppressive. He began to misappropriate his power. Okay, like gold, silver, all these important metals from Kamakhya, Hajo and other temples. He misappropriated these resources of the temples. Okay, and he also committed atrocities upon people, that means on the inhabitants of Guwahati. Okay, atrocities. So when he became more oppressive, what happened, the people of the inhabitants of Guwahati, their lives became miserable. Okay, but once again the Borfukans and the Buragohais relationship deteriorated. How? Let us see. The Borfukan, okay, he issued prohibitory orders on opium. Okay, but the Buragohai, Purananda Buragohai, he did not implement the order. So this created again, that means he was like ignoring this part, and Buragohai and Borfukan, their rivalry again started. So when Badan Chandra, okay, when Badan Chandra, he became more oppressive. Okay, his atrocities were so unbearable for the people. Then Buragohai, what he did, Purnananda Buragohai, what he did, he decided to remove Badan Chandra, okay, from the post of Borfukan. Then Badan Chandra, he fled to Bengal. Okay, he fled to Bengal. He met David Scott there. Okay, and he asked for British military help. Okay, and that was against the Buragohai. He asked for British military help against the Buragohai. That means to help Chandrakanta Singha against the Buragohai also. So did he get the help of the British? No, because that time the Governor General, his main motive was not to interfere, non-interference policy. Okay, the British adopted non-interference policy towards any state during that time. So towards the Ahom state also they adopted the non-interference policy, and when Badan Chandra appealed their help, okay, he even showed two letters from Chandrakanta Singha to the British, but they denied to help. Okay, why they denied to help? Because they knew that the Buragohai, Purnananda Buragohai, he was loyal and committed towards his duties. Okay, in the eyes of the British, Purnananda Buragohai was committed to his duties. Okay, he was loyal, and therefore Badan Chandra did not get this help of the British. So now we will see Burmese interference. Okay, because Badan Chandra did not get British help, he turned towards the Burmese. So Badan Chandra went even to Amarapura, it was the Burmese capital, okay, to seek the help from the Burmese king. And the Burmese king, okay, he helped Badan Chandra. Okay, why? Because he has many reasons. One is that his motive during the time of Alangapaya, okay, the Burmese king's motive was always westward expansion. Westward expansion. Okay, Burmese kingdom was in the east, towards its west was the Assam Ahom kingdom. Okay, their motive was to expand up to Manipur, Kachar. Okay, so after occupying this, the Burmese king's motive was to take Assam as the military base. Once they will occupy Manipur, Kachar, then Assam as the military base, okay, to fight against the British. That was the main entire plan of the Burmese ruler. That is why once he got the opportunity, Badan Chandra actually came up with the opportunity to the king. Okay, it was he came for his own help, but this was coming as a opportunity to the Burmese ruler. So why actually these Burmese wanted to fight with the English? There was a reason. Okay, in 1784, 84, Arakan Valley was captured by the Burmese king. Okay, during the time of Badopaya. So they extended up to the Bay of Bengal. Okay, those regions, and their rule was so oppressive. It was he they at their atrocities on the people of those Arakan Valley. Okay, what happened? Many people, around 40,000 of that region, they could not bear those atrocities and took refuge in British territories. Okay, British regions. So the Burmese king, he asked the British to return back those refugees. Okay, to send back those refugees to their kingdom, to the Burmese kingdom, because when the king was ruling in this region, he actually need people to rule. Yes or no? Without people, what would be the value of the ruler? So 40,000 people deserted from there. That is why they wanted the British to send back those refugees. But this was a refugee issue. The refugee issue became a tension between the Burmese and the British. That is why the Burmese wanted to wage war against the British, and that is why they wanted to occupy up to Assam, so that Assam uh, will be more suitable to fight against the British. They cannot fight from a far off place. That is why they wanted to occupy up to Assam and fight with the British. Now see, in one of the previous classes, I mentioned about Rongili. Okay, she was from the Ahom kingdom who was married to the Burmese ruler. So how Rangili helped Badan Chandra against Purnananda, it comes up here. So Badan what we have learned up to here, that Burmese ruler, he was always in an opportune moment to occupy Assam. But this actually, when Badan Chandra came up with this issue, Badan Burmese king was not actually ready to invade Assam directly at the time. Okay, so he provided military help, so that another in another opportune moment he can directly invade Assam. Okay, direct invasion of Assam he actually wanted, but Burmese king, he was bound to help because Rongili, okay, the wife, the uh, Assamese queen of the Burmese king, she requested the ruler to help Badan Chandra because Rongili was the aunt of Badan Chandra. Okay, so Badan Chandra got Burmese help easily due to these reasons. One reason is that Burmese always wanted to capture Assam. Another reason is that his aunt was the queen of the Burmese king. So let us see how the invasion started now. So Badan Chandra came to Assam, entered Assam with an army of 8,000 men, okay, sent by Badaupaya, and also 8,000 soldiers, those belonging to another tributary kings of Burma, okay. So along with this huge army, he entered Assam, okay, through the Patkai Valley, he entered Assam. So when Badan entered Assam, Purnananda also sent his army under Daman Gogoi and Haubara, okay, under whom they were commanding Purnananda's army, Daman Gogoi and Haubara. So he also tried to stop the advancing invaders. So the battle was fought at Giladhari. Have you heard the name Giladhari, where the Badan's army, that means the Burmese army, was victorious? They won. Okay. So the defeat of the Ahoms on other side. Okay, Buddha Buragohai was so much saddened by this news that the Ahoms defeated in Giladhari, this battle. So he died. Okay, so Purnananda was succeeded by Ruchinath. Okay, but Ruchinath was no comparison, that means to his father. He cannot be compared because he lacked those qualities that his father had. Okay, the that managing the entire Ahom kingdom during the time of turmoil, these qualities were lacking in Ruchinath. So after Giladhari, once again in Kothalbari, okay, that means after death of Buragohai, Purnananda Buragohai, Ruchinath became the Buragohai. So after Giladhari, which place in Kothalbari, once again Ahoms were defeated. This is the second time. First time also they were defeated, second time also they were defeated. And Kathalbari is to the east of Dihing river. Okay, so Ruchinath, after this defeat, he fled to Guwahati. Okay, after this defeat of the Ahoms, Ruchinath fled to Guwahati. So after these two defeats of the Ahom, what happened? The Burmese occupied Jorhat. Okay, that means once the Buragohai he fled to Guwahati, that time the Burmese occupied Jorhat. Badan Chandra, he proclaimed himself as the Borfukan. Okay, Badan proclaimed himself as the Borfukan, and the ruler Chandrakanta Singha, he remained as a nominal king, not as powerful as the Ahom rulers. Okay, that means the power the Ahom rulers used to possess that time. Okay, so Numali Razmao, okay, she was the king mother. Numali Razmao, she prepared a grand arrangement, okay, to welcome Badan Chandra and made him the prime minister. Okay, the new title of Badan Chandra Borfukan will be now Montri Fukan. That means this is the new designation. His position, his office name, Montri Fukan. Understood? So it was not actually the winning or victory of the Ahom kingdom, but it was a victory of the Burmese here, because they indirectly invaded Assam. Understood? So Badan Chandra, through Badan Chandra, they directly invaded Assam under these circumstances. So when the Badan came to Assam here, okay, along with him two scribes. Scribe means the writers of records. Okay, they came to Assam. Okay, they were Bhaisali Hukang and Bhaisali Mundun Songkham. Okay, they came to Assam. They recorded each and every happenings here. Okay, each and every military operations in Assam. So but the Burmese stayed here for a very brief period. Okay, and after during this time, Burmese were offered presents from Badan Chandra. Okay, so this was how the first uh, invasion of the Burmese took place in 1817. So in 1819, the another invasion of the Burmese in Assam took place. Let's see. So after the retreat of the Burmese, okay, before the starting of 1819, after the retreat of the Burmese to Burma, Badan Chandra in Assam, he became all powerful. He actually oppressed the people who were supporters of the Buragohai, Purnananda Buragohai, who was that. Okay, he was so much oppressive, he became so much powerful that even Chandrakanta Singha's mother, okay, uh, Numali Razmao, she became so disgusted that she also tried to hatch a conspiracy against Badan, okay, by whom? Numali Razma, okay, to get rid of Badan Chandra Borfukan. So in 1818, Badan Chandra was assassinated by a Subedar called Rup Singh. Rup Singh in 1818. Okay, Badan Chandra was assassinated. Assassinated means murdered. So by this time, when Badan Chandra died, okay, Ruchinath, he was summoned to Jorhat. Ruchinath was whom? He was the son of Purnananda. Ruchinath, however, he he made the Borfukan, Badan Chandra and Chandrakanta Singha responsible for Burmese invasion. Okay, he actually did not took side of the king ruler, because according to him, Badan and Chandrakanta, the Ahom king, both were responsible for the Burmese invasion in Assam. That is why while Ruchinath was returning, he came with some Hindustani soldiers. Okay, even Chandrakanta Singha also sent forces against this army. Okay, under whom Luku Deka Fukan. Okay, and let us see here also Luku Deka Fukan and his army. Luku Deka Fukan and his army sent by Chandrakanta Singha was defeated. Okay, Luku Deka Fukan was killed in the battle. Understood? So his Brajanath, a grandson of Swargadeo Rajeshwar Singha, was actually proclaimed to be the new Ahom king, Ahom uh, ruler. Okay, proclaimed by Ruchinath. So Brajanath was ineligible. Okay, to become the Ahom king, he was ineligible. Therefore, his son Purandhar was made the king. Okay, and in the same time, Chandrakanta's his wares were split, because during that time it was thought that a ruler cannot be and cannot have any differences, like he should have the entire physique perfect. Okay, according to that time, that means having all the fingers, both the hands, legs, or he should not have any differences, like not having a hand, or physically different people. Okay, so it cannot be like that. to be a king during that time. So in order to disqualify the Chandrakanta Singha, his right ear was slit. Okay, and taking these advantages like the assassination of Badan Chandra, Chandrakanta's overthrow, okay, and the torture that was inflicted on him, okay, Chandrakanta. This phase of Assam was an unstable phase, okay, in the political history of Assam. This taking this advantage of the conditions that was prevailing in Assam during that time, by 1819 the Burmese king sent the force under Ali Manga, okay, sorry, Ali Mingi to Assam. Okay, Ali Mingi to Assam. This was the second invasion of the Burmese. So the force under Ali Mingi was sent to avenge, okay, to actually take revenge the murder of Badan Chandra, okay, and to restore Chandrakanta Singha to the throne, okay. Although at first the Ahoms, they could stop the Burmese initially, but later, okay, Jagannath Tikyal Phukon, okay, he could not push back the Burmese army. So Ahoms again retreated back to Jorhat, okay. So these Burmese were now invading Assam. Okay, Ruchinath and the Purandar Singha, they fled to Guwahati. So now these Burmese had a victory here, and as they fled to where Guwahati, Ruchinath and Purandar heard that Chandrakanta were sending forces to Guwahati to capture uh, Ruchinath and Purandar Singha, okay, to capture him. So Purandar Singha and Ruchinath, what they did, they again fled to Bengal, territories of Bengal, to take shelter in English occupied territories. Okay, now Ali Mingi, he returned back. I'm not Ali, Alamingi, he returned back to Burma, okay, but he kept the body of Burmese troops in Assam here, okay, under Mingi Mahatilwa, so that Chandrakanta can be of some help through these Burmese troops. Understood? So this was the second invasion of Burmese king in Assam. Another invasion is there. It is in 1821 that we will study in the next class. So I think you have understood up to here how the first and second invasion took place and the causes previously we have discussed here. Thank you so much.